Welcome to Intuitive Dreams 1111. I hope you are doing well. Welcome to your reading for the full moon in Scorpio. This is coming up on the 23rd. And so it's all about transformation, right? Cycles ending, new cycles beginning. And it can be some intense energy, but it's good energy because it's all about healing. You know, that's what the Scorpio energy is. It's transforming yourself. All right. So I started meditating on your reading last night after I did Cancer's reading. I pulled your tokens and pulled cards for one section, and I have to say I got really excited. I have Aries in my chart. I have Sagittarius in my chart, so I have fire as well. My north node is Sagittarius, so I got chills. I got excited. There was a song that came in my head, so I'll pull it up and read some of the lyrics to you, so it kind of understands, so you can get an understanding of how excited it was. And then I walked away and came back and have been meditating on the rest on and off throughout the day, doing chores and, you know, running to the store and things like that. You know, of course, there's going to be a part of your reading that is going to show. I'm talking to a group of Aries who have kind of been through the ringer a little bit. They've been doing some deep healing, and it hasn't been easy. So I understand that, but I will say the first part that we go over, I was ready to go out dancing. I have to tell you, it was really exciting. But of course, you know, there are real parts to readings, and so you had a part of your life that you've been dealing with it's been a little rough. I empathize, so let's kind of get into this, all right? See my notes. Move this pen. All right. So I pulled 3 tokens, all right? And the first token I received was the bird in hand. This landed on career and love, right in the middle. The bird in hand is saying to be grateful, right, for everything that you have. I feel that I'm talking to an Aries who has, you know, a good career. You're steady. You're on your feet. You're good at, you know, making your money. You're good at your job. You're good at what you do. You're comfortable with it. I feel like you've got loved ones around you, and I also feel that you have been learning to really love yourself. So I think part of this love is you, because I'll get into it when I talk about the cards that came out. But the next token that came out was the book that was partially read. So, and this landed on social. So there's something that was in your social life that was, you know, being read. It was a story being written, and it wasn't finished. You know, it was somebody just took the book and put it face over, right? They just put it down and walked away, right? So something in your social life is not finished, all right? I'll get into that in a little bit. The next token you received was the sun, and it landed on blessings. So after doing clarification cards, the sun in this particular instance for the blessings is clarity. Let's see, you can see the sun. Gaining clarity. There's a blessing that's coming in that's gonna give you the clarity you need for what happened in your social life and why the book was put down, why the book was not finished being read, why the book was not finished being written, right? However you want to say that, but it's an unfinished story in a book. Another thing is the song that I heard in my head as I was doing clarifications here was Prince, Let's Go Crazy. In another note, another thing that I noticed, now this isn't going to be for everybody, it's just something that I was pulled to, is either somebody was born in 1984 or there's something that was significant about that year, okay? That's something that's not going to be for everybody. Take it as it resonates, okay? Just think about that. So let me real quick pull up these lyrics. Okay, so the beginning of the song is, Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to get through this thing called life. Electric word, life. It means forever, and that's a mighty long time. But I'm here to tell you there's something else. The afterworld. A world of never-ending happiness. You can always see the sun. Blessings, sun, clarity. Day or night. Yeah, so that's, you can listen to the song, and if there's more lyrics in there that you feel resonates with this story, or maybe that's, just a song that you relate to in life, ready to go crazy, you're ready to kick the fire, the pistons going in your passion because of, Aries, and we are in Aries season. So any of the Aries I know, like the lady that does my nails, she's Aries, and when I was watching her today, I mean, she's a spitfire, like she's, knocking things out, and, she's kicking ass and taking names later. Like she's doing her thing, right? And that's what's going on in Aries season. And I feel like I'm talking to an Aries who's, when I did the clarification on the bird in hand and being grateful for all that you have, I feel like I'm talking to an Aries that has been doing some manifesting. Okay, we got the Magician that came out. So you are in a time, and she's got that little party hat on too, right? She's, there's a hand holding this hat, and there's, the little party girl inside the hat with the two doves. And that's funny because Prince, he's got a song, When Doves Cry, right? So Prince might, just in general, and now that I'm thinking about it, might actually overall relate to you, and just in general, right? I might be talking to somebody who really listens to a lot of Prince songs. But she's got that little party hat on, and she's got all the little things in her hat to, bring in and pull in what she wants, right? She's got all the tools to do it. The Two of Wands came out, the King of Cups, and the Queen of Swords when I was clarifying the bird in hand and being grateful. So on this Two of Wands, the Two of Wands is two paths. It's like action, you have two paths you can go, or you're on a path and you're thinking about breaking loose and taking another path, just kind of maybe breaking up the monotony is what I'm kind of getting out of this. But she's got the whole world in her hands. If you see, if you might get a little closer, see how she's sitting on the roof of that house and she has that world in her hand. I feel like it's somebody who is grateful, who has a nice job. Like I said, you're surrounded by friends and loved ones, and you've actually have been loving yourself here lately. And I'll get into the clarifying here in a minute. I know that you have been. Whether you know it or not, you've been doing a lot of healing, and you truly are at a point of loving yourself. But she's looking up at that moon, And we are coming up on the full moon in Scorpio. And like I said, that is transformation, ending of old cycles, to begin new cycles, you know, retransforming yourself. And if you've been doing a lot of work, you have clearly been transforming yourself, which is why you have the magician skills. You got the magician out. You know, you're gathering all the tools to do what it is that you want to do. While she has the world in her hands and looking up the moon with the King of Cups, I feel that you've been kind of feeling closed off. You haven't been expressing much lately. You can see he's, you know, this guy on this card, he looks a little uncomfortable. He's got a shark in his belly. He's got the sailboat above his chest. You know, there's a lot going on inside of this person that, you know, the King of Cups is the person that doesn't always open up and talk about their feelings. I feel like there's just a lot going on inside of you, because with the Queen of Swords, you know, here she is, the Queen of Swords. Now, the Queen of Swords is, you know, she's intelligent, she's very observant, and she knows the truth and also seeks the truth. And here she is sitting on top of this, it's like a building. So that's why I feel like, you know, I'm talking to somebody who's been doing a lot of work. They've been working lately, work, and working on themselves, right? Just the day-to-day groundhog, getting up, doing your job, doing all your responsibilities, focusing on healing, and you might even be talking to somebody. I don't know. That might be for one or two of you. But regardless, you've been thinking about things and you've been working on yourself, and she's got a telescope in her hand. She's got all these birds around her that are giving her all these messages, and she's looking out, sitting on top of this building. I feel like it's even somebody during lunchtime while they're at work. They're, you know, kind of daydreaming and looking out, looking for something. It's that your fire wants to aim somewhere. You're tired of the Groundhog Day. You're like, okay, I got to break this up, right? You know, the shark in the belly. I'm feeling, you know, pent up, and now we're in Aries season, springtime. You know, there's a lot of activity going on. People are getting outside. They're getting their pistons fired, right? And that's everybody as a whole. But you're looking out, and there's something more that you want. There's something you want to do to break up this Groundhog Day, right? This repetitive thing that's you've been doing for a while. You know, it's been great, right? You've been holding your responsibilities down. You've been working on yourself, and you're like, okay, all right, okay, I'm ready to break out of this cycle. When I clarified the Two of Wands, we ended up with the Knight of Wands, the Five of Wands, the Hanged Man, the King of Swords, and the Hermit. So I'm definitely talking to somebody here. The Knight of Wands is action. It's starting to take action. It's, like I said, it's starting the fire up. See that ring of fire? She's on that horse. The horse is freedom, you know, setting yourself free, ready to jump through that ring of fire and go crazy, right? It's, you know, you're ready to let your hair down. And this is where I was getting excited, because I'm like, yes, you know, this is somebody that's been doing all this work. They're tired of doing all this work. Now they want to go have a little fun. And you should. Absolutely. This is somebody who's ready to start the fire, jump through it, set free, and go buck wild and have a blast, because this lady here on this the Five of Wands, you know, here she is, like in this uptight ball gown. Her dress is like a checkerboard, you know, she's got all these people around her that are like the game pieces, right? She's dealing with these people on a day-to-day. She probably feels like she's batting them off. she's looking down and she's like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. I'm just exhausted dealing with all the day-to-day responsibilities, and this is why this person, you're ready to go. Like, there's something you want to do. Why? You've been in hermit mode, okay? You've been in hermit mode. She's on top of this lighthouse. She's half mermaid. So, like I said, with the King of Cups, you might have some water to your chart, because there's, with this particular deck, with her sitting on the lighthouse and she's half mermaid, it's like she's fishing. She's out in the middle of the water and she's got all these emotions and she's trying to fish out, what's been going on, right? Because there's been something in your social life that wasn't finished, right? There was no clarity of some sort with your social life. Something just dropped off and you went into hermit mode and, started becoming the King of Swords, right? She's got lights all over her dress. She's got the crown on top of her head. She's got the wand, with the lit up end, the star, and, the King of Swords. So I feel like I might be talking to a feminine who's in masculine energy, getting some, going inside, getting some truths, right? Determined to understand herself and it's like the man with the plan. So it's like, I'm going inside and I'm getting all these truths about me. I've been in hermit mode, probably even over the winter time, who's been stuck inside, just working and, not having anything else to do but to think, right? With the Hangman. I like this Hangman. This is where I kind of started to get a little excited as well, because this particular Hangman card, she's, she's in this like ballerina dress. She's, hanging upside down, and she's starting to get a look at her life, right? She's like, okay, I go to work. I've been working on myself. Something happened in my social life that's bothering me. I didn't receive closure. I don't know what happened. So it made you shut down and go within. And when you went within, you started to discover something about yourself, which was, I guess, with the song Prince, Let's Go Crazy. You're going crazy, doing Groundhog Day and worrying about what happened in your social life that wasn't finished. So she's on upside down, getting a different view, and there's a zipper that's on this greenery. So it's like she's been stuck in the woods, and if you know what I'm talking about, if you ever go into the thick of the woods, and you turn around, everything looks the same. You almost wouldn't, if you didn't have any sense of where you actually were coming from before you stopped being in the thick of the woods, everything looks the same. You don't know the way out, right? You're kind of spinning in a circle and everything's the same, right? Groundhog Day, you're going in the circle of the thick of the forest, and now it's hold up. I'm going crazy here. I'm ready to light a fire. Okay, so I can see what's going on in the woods. I need to find the zipper to unzip, because when you start to unzip, there's blue skies. Things are starting to open up, right? Her dress is blue, like blue skies. So she's ready to unzip and get a whole different perspective on her life. And I feel like somebody's ready to go out and have some fun. You might even be planning to, I don't know, go out, maybe you planned a trip. I don't know, whatever that means to you. So let's move on over to social. When I clarified the token regarding the book that was partially read. I received the Devil, I received the Knight of Cups, and the Three of Swords. You opened up and gave your heart to somebody. Okay, so this is regarding, yes, somebody that you were romantically dealing with, and you have been stuck in a web. So this particular Devil card, in this scenario, how I'm viewing this is you've been kind of in devil mode, stuck in your head because you didn't have clarity about what happened in this situation with this person that you opened up to. You openly, took the action to give your heart to, and you've been stuck in your head. So it's like you've been bonded and chained in this web, stuck in this web, a lot like being stuck in the forest, turning around and everything looking the same. And that is like being caught in the web. And that was the devil basically you were dealing with. My ears. Okay. I thought my ear was getting a little like it wanted to ring. You were stuck in this web trying to understand what had happened. So I don't blame you. It is very challenging when something ends and you don't know why, or why something wasn't finished, somebody walked away. It is, and it hurt. The Three of Swords. It was a painful truth that you had to discover. And you discovered, like I said, all these truths when you went into hermit mode. All of these lights that lit up on her dress, or all these truths you received about you, your current day to day, where you are, where you want to be, and the fact that you told yourself to heal from this, right? So what? You gave your heart. You opened up to somebody, right? You got a truth out of this. And when I clarified, this spread that came out, we ended up with the King of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, and the Chariot. Okay. And also the Eight of Cups. Well, let me hold off on that. The truth you ended up getting, and I will name out the signs later in the read. Right now, I'll just keep moving. You were possibly dealing with somebody that was more focused on their abundance. Okay, so the King of Pentacles is all about the abundance, the security, long-term commitments, being a loyal provider. You were dealing with the King of Pentacles. However, they rejected your love. Okay, you see she's sitting here kind of moping, confused, and there's there's a bird. It's like it's either a duck or a goose. I'm not 100% sure, but it's like a duck or a goose that's holding this umbrella over top of her that's creating shade. And so kind of trying to protect, but at the same time, there was a shield from somebody accepting your love. Okay, they didn't accept it. They ended up slowly moving away in this snail. Okay, so this is the Chariot, Cancer energy. So they slowly moved away in another direction. And the person, so when I clarified, the Devil, we ended up with the Knight of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Four of Swords. So you were dealing, in this particular deck, this Emperor, well, basically, before I tell you about this Emperor, it had been a long break for you from this person, this Emperor. It was a long break point. You two had been separated for a minute, we're not talking you two were separated for a couple of days or, a couple of months. This has been probably a couple of years you've been separated from this person. In this particular deck, there's two emperors, like there's two kings, two queens, they have doubles because they kind of focus on the masculine and feminine energy. And I like it because, I don't have to use a bunch of decks because there's all these extra cards that help, link the story together. But for this particular emperor, this isn't a younger emperor, somebody who is, young, either learning how to become an emperor, somebody who's just probably, good at, being either the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles, the King of Wands, but maybe not so much good at being the King of Cups, right? The emotional end. And I'm saying that because that's kind of what's happening here in your particular read. So his mustache is made out of these twigs, right? And so, can be a little controlling, a little stiff, not very open, right? Kind of like you've had to be shut down. I feel like this emperor that's, younger, maybe is a little bit more, not as mature with emotions, shall I say, which is why I think you feel you've been closed down because you haven't been able to open up. You haven't been able to really talk and find out what happened with this book that wasn't finished being written, finished being read, however you want to say it. And so that caused you to go into devil mode. And basically the reason you got hurt is because they were more focused on abundance and they rejected your love. They slowly moved away from you, with the Eight of Cups. They walked away, they shut down, they, didn't show any emotion. Here's the thing. The Seven of Swords and the Tower came out. This person, basically was lying to you. They were lying to themselves, holding back, feelings, talking about, why they walked away. They didn't finish writing the book. They didn't finish reading your book, however you want to say that. And they hit a tower. So this person, when they walked away, they ended up hitting a tower. They ended up getting a reality check because they were lying to you and they were lying to themselves. So it's almost like they were more focused on making money. Right? This emperor, like I said, may have owned a business, might be a big boss, top rank in military, right? This is somebody who has some status to them. However, they were a little on the younger side when it came to their emotions. And when I clarified, tell me more about this emperor. Right? Because if they walked away from you and rejected your cup of love, and they were basically lying to you and lying to themselves and got a reality check, their little world blew up while they were holding on to it. So you see that tower and the person's hanging on while it's being demolished. So whoever this is, it smacked quick and hard. Even though they were slowly walking away from you, when they actually did walk finally more away from you. All this time, they've been getting a reality check. All this time, because when I clarify the Emperor, I wanted to know more about this dude. Could very well be a feminine. They started to wonder. Okay, the guy on here is holding a dandelion. I think they're dandelions. You know, the weed that you blow on. You make a wish and you blow, and he's standing on all these books. So he's, you know, trying to figure out and learn if, with the Ace of Pentacles on the side, if there can be a new beginning with something they feel was missed. They feel that there was something solid between you two that they missed. They didn't see it. And that's because their focus was not on love and emotions. It was focused on abundance, doing their thing, making their money. Could have very well been in another situation with somebody else. Whatever that is, whatever their abundance was, whatever created their abundance, that's where they were focused. But as they walked away, they started to get a reality check. It hit them that you were probably more of a solid choice for them. And now it's like, did I miss this opportunity with the Ace of Pentacles on the side? You know, here it's, you know, watching that plant grow, right? There was seeds planted, right? Just like that book, it was starting to be written. It was starting to be read, and then it was put down. And so, you know, she's sitting there watching it grow, but on the side, it's, okay, it's kind of, you know, it was missed, right? Something got missed. And this person's wondering, is this missed? You know, is this a completely missed opportunity? This is what they're curious about. This is what they want to know, because when you come over to the blessings with the sun, for the clarity, the next card that came out was the other Emperor in the deck on the side. Now this one is more mature. They're, you know, literally, you know, leading people around, you know, business wise. You know, people are looking up to this person. This person is they embody all four kings. You know, they are their emotions. You know, they know how to be emotional. They how to keep their emotions in check. They know how to, you know, speak the truth. They know how to, you know, if they gotta make a difficult decision, they're going to make the difficult decision. If there's an action that needs to be taken, they're going to take the action, right? And they're also going to be loving, nurturing, and understanding. Came out on the side. So this tells me that you're going to gain clarity, whether it's in Aries season or during this full moon or thereafter or whenever you're drawn to this video. Right now I feel I'm picking up on the energy that's coming up really soon. And you're going to gain clarity that this Emperor had a bit of a wake-up call. Okay, so like I said, in the upright, they're good. They embody all four kings. They know how to do what they need to do. But with him on the side, it's this person's realizing they had some growing up to do. They had some more maturing to do with one of their kings. And I'm feeling that is the emotional part, because they shut down emotionally and walked away. You know, they were shut and lying to themselves and lying to you. But as soon as they got away from you, it was like the reality check hit. You weren't in each other's energy anymore. You know, they were getting something out of this, seeing you. They were enjoying your energy. Your energy was doing something for them. And when they didn't have your energy, it was like, boom. You know what I mean? And they're trying to hold on to what little bit of energy is left, right? Because Aries, your passion, your fire, you know, and this person's trying to hold on to that energy. And the tower blew up, and they're like, "No, man, you've got some lessons to learn. You gotta grow up, because you're an emperor. Don't get me wrong, but you're not you're younger, right? You're a young buck. You haven't quite fully matured into full emperor status. This is somebody who's, you know, a rookie. You know, they're in training, and now they're realizing that they were not a full-blown emperor. They were basically in boot camp training, learning how to be the actual mature emperor. So you had the Temperance come out with the Emperor for the clarification, and the Seven of Wands. So like I was saying, this person had a realization. Okay, it was a wake-up call, and now they're ready to break free out of this jail cell, right? They want to overcome the challenges that they had. This guy's got tattoos all over his chest. He's got love tattooed. He's breaking through these jail bars. He's got the mustache on, just like, right? So here it's in twigs, right? It's like the fake little mustache, you know. I'm stiff. I'm emperor, you know, and you know, people listen to me. And now he's actually got a real mustache, right? Here he wasn't fully, you know, open, because he was lying to you and himself about the feelings, the energy exchange that he had with you. And now he's breaking free, and he's got a real mustache. Okay, it's real. And so he's ready to overcome the challenges and do some more growing up. They're paying karma. You ended up with Justice and the Six of Pentacles. Okay, so God bless this person. They paid karma when the tower blew up. Okay, their world fell apart. They've been paying the karma ever since. Poor guy. You know, he was breadcrumbing you. He, she, there's no tarot in, I mean, goddamn retrograde. There is no, I just lost my thought. They were breadcrumbing you, and they've been paying the karma ever since. So I'm like, okay, we have somebody who's ready to go crazy. They're ready to break out. They're ready to go out, kick up their heels. They're ready to, you know, unzip being, you know, stuck inside this forest. Maybe even put on some clothes and, you know, get out of that ball gown, you know, take some time off of work. They're going to go out. They're going to have a little vacation. They're going to party. They're going to unzip, you know, their jacket. They're going to show more skin. They're going to loosen up. And then you have the Emperor over here who's curious about, well, you know, is this really a missed opportunity? Because I'm kind of missing your energy a little bit here. I've been paying karma. You know, I've been breadcrumbing and not being, you know, fully open with you. I know this. I realize this. I'm growing up. And so I'm like, all right, well, what's going to happen with you two? Right? What's going to happen between Aries and this Emperor? I ended up with the Two of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords. So, and the Ace of Wands. Well, you two are in deep thought separately. Okay, it's kind of like, well, I don't know. There's two birds there talking to each other on top, probably, trying to give messages to this person and help them get stuck with, making a move, right? This is, two people that are stuck in their head on which way to go. And the options are, well, we can either, with the Four of Pentacles and the Five of Swords, we can just remain closed off and give up on this, right? Leave it in the past, right? There's a shadow behind this woman. This woman's locked up behind, a gate. She's locked herself in her little world and is not letting anybody in emotionally or physically, right? She's holding back, and it's, you can hold back and let it go, give up on it. Or with the Ace of Wands, do we have the energy to look at this and talk about it and see what we can do about the situation? So this is this is still really, truly an unfinished book, whether it still needs to be written or read. Okay? Maybe you two still have things to read about each other, and then you can write a story. So this is what's going to happen for you. This is still up in the air on which way this is going to go, because this is two people who need to think and make a decision on which way this is going to go. And I believe most of this will probably lay in your hands for the decision. Just a gut feeling, because this person's the one that walked away. They're the ones that are curious if anything, is it completely missed? Is the train gone and there's no more trains? I don't know. So now let's pull a Moonology card for you to wrap this up. All right, tell us about Aries, please. What card do we have for the full moon in Scorpio? One more. What do we have for Aries, please? Full moon in Scorpio. Thank you, Spirit. New moon in Gemini. So you might have some Gemini in your chart. I do believe you do have a lot of air, because there was between the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords. You actually had, the King and Queen of Swords. Yeah. And here, the Two of Swords. You're a lot of mental, and all about communication. Here's the thing: communication is key, and we know this. So you're gonna have to actually communicate with this person to figure out which way to go. So you can be stuck in it in your head all day long. I don't know, right? What do? I don't know. Open up, start the communication. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter who does it first, as long as this person continues to communicate truth to you. It doesn't matter if you take the first steps to open the communication up. Okay. Actually, I don't think I'm gonna pull any other cards. I think this is perfect. I think this is what you needed to hear. So Aries, I hope you get to a decision. I hope you get communication, and you find out what's going to happen. I'm excited for you, but it looks like you're ready to let your hair down and have some fun. So much love and light. I will talk to you soon.